Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear students, today we are going to see commencement of business stage. In chapter number 3, formation of a company, we are done with two stages, promotion, incorporation of a company. Today, coming to the last part, we are going to see commencement of business stage. To commence means to start. So what is the starting stages of businesses we are going to see today. See, as I have told you already, first of all, you go through the promotion stage, then you go through the incorporation of a company stage by submitting all your documents, your memorandum of association, articles of association, getting it verified, and then comes your commencement of business stage. See, let it be public company and private company. If these companies, they don't have share capital, that means company is not taking any capital from public, okay, not having a share capital, can commence its business activities, can start its business activities immediately after it receives certificate of incorporation. That means on the second stage itself, if companies are not taking capital from general public or not taking a share capital, they can start the business after second stage. However, public companies and private companies having share capital and which are incorporated after 2nd November 2018, okay, if companies, they are issuing shares, getting capital by the issue, and that is after 2nd November 2018, they have to get a certificate of commencement of business. That means they have to take another certificate to start their business, to run their business. Now this certificate would be given by registrar of companies, okay. Their borrowing powers, they can start their business activities only after they get certificate of commencement of business. So here you are supposed to remember two things. The main point here is issue of share capital. If company is trying to get capital by issue of shares, both the companies, they have to take certificate of commencement of business, and if they are not having a share capital, they can immediately start their business after receiving certificate of incorporation. Now see, there are 4 steps involved to obtain certificate of commencement of business. Now, how a company can get this certificate? See here, the very first step is filing of declaration by the directors. There would be again a filing of declaration. Filing of declaration means giving their consent, that they are agree for certain things in writing. So that is filing of declaration by director. File verification of registered office clause. Remember, we have seen in chapter number 4 in 11th standard itself, chapter number 4, memorandum of association, registered office clause. So yeah, that's very important. So now even the verification of the registered office should be done. Then they have to obtain license for approval from sectoral regulator. And coming to the last, commencement of business, this start of business. We are going to see these 4 steps in detail. See, the very first one is filing of declaration by director. A director of a company has to file with the ROC, registrar of companies. Now director has to file what? A declaration in the prescribed form along with the fees. In the prescribed form means how ROC is expecting, there is a particular way, there would be a form to be filled with the director and to be submitted along with the fees. Now see, The declaration states that every subscriber of the memorandum, remember, subscriber of the memorandum means those person whose personal details, name, occupation, signature, their subscription is there on the memorandum of association. Now see, this declaration will state that every subscriber of the memorandum has paid the value of the shares agreed to be taken by them. That means how many shares these directors are buying would be written, would be given in writing, would be declared by the directors. Secondly, the contents of the declaration shall be verified. Now whatever the director has written, the contents those are written in the declaration would be verified, would be cross-checked, would be checked by a company secretary in practice. That means a secretary in a company, right? Chapter number 1, secretary. So a practicing secretary, that means who's already working in a company, or a chartered accountant, a CA, or a cost accountant in practice. A cost accountant in practice. Now see, a filing is when a legal document becomes part of the public record. That means when I say filing of a declaration, that means you are making it available for the general public. You're going to submit it to the ROC, and whosoever wants to see, whosoever wants to cross-check on behalf of the company can get it checked with ROC. Okay. So the very first step is filing of declaration by director. Second, you have got file verification of registered office. See, company has to also file a verification of its registered office with the ROC. That means company has formed a registered office. So yes, the papers for the office, other legal documents should be verified with the ROC, which is related to registered office. Then you have got third point as obtain license or approval from sectoral regulator. The regulator means the one who runs. Okay, certain companies which propose to conduct, certain companies which are going to conduct business activities, insurance business, or propose to be listed on stock exchange or any other business require registration from sectoral regulators, like the one who's regulating that particular sector in that area, in that business. So now registration would be required from Reserve Bank of India and Securities Exchange Board of India, SEBI. Securities and Exchange Board of India is an apex body, is a top body, a top authority which rules both the stock exchanges. There are two stock exchanges in India, Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. So yes, these two stock exchanges are regulated by Securities and Exchange Board of India. Now see, such companies must submit, they have to compulsorily submit to ROC the approval obtained from the sectoral regulator. So that means the sectoral regulator, their approval should be again submitted to the ROC. In general, you have to remember that ROC has got all the important legal documents of the company. Okay, you have to submit your two most important documents: Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association, then your verification, your declaration you have filed of the director to the ROC. Then you have to get your registered office verification through ROC, and then you have to obtain license from this sectoral regulator, and again you have to submit this to the ROC. Coming to the last step is your start of business. Commencement of business. To commence means to start. See, after filing the declaration in the prescribed form, the ROC then shall issue certificate of commencement of business. Final. The moment company receives certificate of commencement of business, company can start its business. See, public and private companies having share capital can now start its business or start collecting or borrowing money to undertake its business activities. A public company issues prospectus to the public. This is something new. A public company can issue prospectus. Prospectus is nothing but a written invitation given to the public to buy or to subscribe shares for the company. See, a prospectus is an invitation to the public to buy the shares of the company. See, likewise, when you go for your admissions, you get form along with a thin booklet which includes all the information about the organization, right? So yes, that prospectus is nothing but a written invitation which is given to general public to subscribe for the shares of the company. Okay. These are the 4 steps involved in commencement of business. With this, we come to an end with your chapter number 3. Okay. Now, here is a short specimen for certificate of commencement of business. See here, it clearly states the name of the company which was incorporated under the Companies Act 1956. This is old, on 18th day of February 1993, and which has this day filed a duly verified declaration. Your commencement of business, this certificate will include all the important details. See, declaration in the prescribed form, and that the conditions of all the sections have been compiled with, has been followed with, and is entitled to commence business, and now is in position to start the business. Now see, registrar of companies, this is an example of Tamil Nadu. So you can see here, registrar of companies issues this certificate, the signature would be there along with the proper stamp and everything. So this is how certificate of commencement of business looks like. That's all for today, class. Thank you.